So here we go, part 4 of however many there's going to be of the DC animated universe. I've liked a few. I've thought a lot of them were just fine, and then some of them were not so great. But hey, we're continuing on this journey, and it's been fun. It's been really fun. And as I mentioned before, I got a really good deal on a 30 movie set from iTunes for $7.99. It was completely a mistake on their part, and I got to take advantage of that. And I've been watching them ever since. I'd never seen any of these before, so this is a new thing. But yeah, let's just start talking about them. The next one in the series was Son of Batman. Now, this was interesting because this is the kind of the continuation of this story that was, I mean, I've had this for a long time. I'm not even sure when this one came out, but it's the Son of the Demon is the name of the comic, and it's about Ra's al Ghul and Talia and all that stuff. Basically, the League of Shadows and all that stuff that they kind of touched on with Batman Begins, but didn't really go into it. And then, of course, in The Dark Knight Rises, Talia's there and all that stuff. Anyway, so the whole story is, and I guess this might be a spoiler for that comic. I guess I don't know. Batman joins the League of Shadows to learn from them and all that sort of thing. Falls in love with Talia. They have this whole relationship, and then Batman has his I guess his the departure of the ways, right? Where Batman's like, no, you don't kill people. You don't just kill people. And Ra's al Ghul's like, no, that's what you do. That's how you basically clean you clean the terribleness away from society, and that's how you do it. And Batman's like, no. So they have a fight and all that stuff, and they split apart. Years later, apparently, Talia's pregnant with Batman's well, she's not pregnant years later. Anyway, she has a son, and Bruce Wayne's the father, and it's Damian Wayne, and this is the story of how Damian and basically Damian comes to live with Bruce Wayne, Batman, and learns to be Robin and all this, and he's a trained assassin. He's grown up in the League of Shadows. So he's a young character, he's a young Robin character, but he's awesome as far as fighting abilities go. The problem is he's a complete prick. This kid is so, like, I was so annoyed that I'm like, is this gonna be this continuation of the story? Because this is, he's not likable. He's not a likable character. But slowly along the way, you start to learn a little bit more about him, and you start to go, okay, maybe whatever. But seriously, I was pretty annoyed by him. I still enjoyed this story because it was a continuation of this story that I'd read, when I was a kid, and it was kind of neat. It was kind of an interesting thing. So yeah, I would say this one's above average. Not like S tier, but it is above average. I liked it. The next movie in the list is Batman Assault on Arkham. Now, this one was okay. This one was, to me, merely average. I'm not a huge fan of the Suicide Squad in general. I think it's an interesting idea, but it's like, oh, well, we can be sort of, I don't know, edgelord kind of thing, anti-heroes and blah blah blah. I don't know. I've never really warmed up to the Suicide Squad in general, so I wasn't really excited about this movie going in. It was fine. It was fine. The interesting thing was that Joker is in it, and it's voiced by Troy Baker, and I love Troy Baker. I mean, he's great. So it was interesting to hear his take on the Joker, but overall, I was kind of left with, okay, that was not bad. If we were doing the S tier sort of list, and maybe, when I'm finished, maybe I'll do that. I'll rank them all. This one would not be in A tier, may not be in B tier, this next one. It's Justice League, Throne of Atlantis, and this is sort of, in a weird way, it's sort of the origin of Aquaman, with this new continuity that they've kind of, again, Flashpoint Paradox sort of started this off. They've been kind of like reintroducing characters. I gotta be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of this. It wasn't, My favorite, I didn't think it was very. It kind of reminded me in a way of that Green Lantern First Flight, where it was like, okay, that was kind of interesting, but you kind of just tiptoed around the I guess the actual origin, and it just kind of, it was very abbreviated, and I just thought it was fine. I thought it was fine. Big props though to Matt Lanter for being Aquaman. I like Matt Lanter, of course. He was Anakin in the Clone Wars, and I really enjoyed that part of it. But it's fine. It's fine, I guess. The next movie on the list, Batman versus Robin. So this is literally like the next chapter in the Damian Wayne as Robin sort of story. And yeah, this was another movie where I enjoyed the movie. I thought the story was pretty good. I'm continually being annoyed by Damian Wayne. And I'm like, okay, am I ever gonna warm up to this kid? I don't know. I don't know. This kid's kind of annoying. It's an interesting story. I mean, it's about the Court of Owls, which is a very famous, very well done, um, I guess, arc of Batman. I enjoyed that a lot. I just overall, this one was kind of, I would say, like a mid tier. You like not quite A tier, probably like a B tier kind of movie. I don't know. I liked it okay. I just, again, is this kid ever going to warm up to me? Or am I going to warm up to him? You know what I mean? Up next is Justice League Gods and Monsters. Now, this one sort of is, I guess, an Elseworlds kind of story. And this is the thing that I was kind of confused about, because I was like, I thought we were kind of done with that. I thought Flashpoint Paradox was done with that. That we're not done with that. This one kind of continues on this other sort of universe, and it's an interesting story. What I really like about this one is it is an alternate take, right, on the original three characters. You got Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, the founding members, I guess, of the Justice League. I enjoyed this different take on it. Their relationships are different, their attitudes are different. I actually like the fact that in this version, Batman's kind of trying to, their version of Superman is kind of like, I got to do what I got to do, no matter what happens, and no matter what the casualties are. And Batman's like, hey, maybe you should back off a little bit. It's kind of an interesting story. It's, again, I found this one to be a mid tier. Like, I'm enjoying it while I watched it, and then as soon as it was over, I was kind of like, all right, yeah, okay, let's move on. Now, this next one, Batman Bad Blood, is probably, I mean, of the ones that I'm talking about today, it's probably my favorite out of all of these. This one just, it was really fun. And I guess part of it is because I'm really, for whatever reason, I don't know why, I'm really attached to Dick Grayson. I really like him I liked him as Robin, back in the day. And then I really enjoy him as Nightwing. And so when Batman goes missing, he sort of has to take up the mantle. And so he's basically Batman. And there's a Batwoman, and there's all kinds of stuff going on. And I really like this one. This one was a lot of fun. Now, I'm just going to say it. During this movie, I started to warm up a little bit to old Damien. And I'm like, okay, is this the beginning of me starting to like this kid? I don't know. But I just really enjoyed this story. And again, anytime we can have Nightwing in the picture, I'm pretty happy about that. So yeah, 6 more movies down. I'm really enjoying this journey. This journey is a lot of fun, and I'm really curious what your favorite ones are. I mean, we can talk about any of them, really. You don't have to be constrained to these. If let me know what you think, because I have a lot of fun doing these videos, breaking down all of these movies sort of like back to back to back to back. It's fun. It's fun. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.